We're going to do a refill on our cup of coffee, darling, because yes, I do want to talk about the New York incident, which is, of course, a tragedy. But real quick, Foist, I just want to point out that yet again, they're leaning on the Sheeple people for support because those numbers keep going down and down and down. So that whole announcement, well, now you can recruit people to your religion at work and it's fine, okay? The horrible ones were already doing that. That's not news. Just like when they announced that churches can be political now and all the awful churches were like, yes, we can finally do the thing we've already been doing. All right. And then the ones that were obeying the rule are like, oh, okay, bet. Get ready for a new wave. Okay. Similar to that. Whenever they're losing popularity, they're leaning on to people who don't think for themselves and who do as they're told. So it's, hey guys, recruit more people like you into your religion at work so you can all vote for us. Okay. That's what they're looking for. That's what they want. That's what they're trying to bring back. They lean on that and give them the freedom to be more awful. And I just want to point out that these are the folks who think everyone else is forcing their lifestyle in their face. All right. They have special permissions to do the things that they do anyway. And they're still sitting around going, we're victims. We're being persecuted for our religion. No, we don't like you. You're bad people. You're horrible people with terrible personalities who hide your crimes behind crosses. And we're calling it out and not letting you pretend that it's just your faith. Okay, we're not doing that anymore. Eagle screech. All right, now let's talk about New York because this is interesting and I'm waiting for more information. So the story as it stands, and of course it's a tragedy, 4 people lost their lives, including the main person, right? The initial reportings were saying that he was neutralized, but then it's also saying he took himself out. So to me, neutralized is implying that someone else did it, not yourself, right? So I don't know why that discrepancy is there. I'm sure we'll figure that out. There's, I guess, a letter. I haven't seen it, but they're saying there's a letter where he's blaming football injuries and potentially having CTE on this thing that he's doing. But here's the kicker, all right? While the mainstream is pointing out the fact that, like, they took out an officer, which, anyway, the thing they're not talking about, or they're kind of sliding under the radar, is that one of the people he took out was the CEO of Blackstone, one of them. Okay, I got to double check the name, but he took her out, and they're not really talking about that. And I'm wondering, was that accidental? Did he just happen to take out, or was that the purpose? Have we seen the letter where he's upset at football in the NFL? Because apparently he wasn't an NFL player. He's just, in the letter blaming head injuries during football for whatever was thinking, feeling. I don't know. Folks are already starting to whisper that they're trying to make sure it doesn't turn into another, Mario's brother situation. And I'm just going to add in there that we are seeing a lot of vigilante justice coming to be because we're in Gotham right now and the regime is corrupt and doing whatever the hell they want and leaving it up to the people. So like I said, in Cup of Coffee, part 1 for today, we've got the Alaskan Avenger who was using the offender list to go take people out. Now that's God's work, darling. Now that is God's work, okay? You've got the gentleman in Florida who got caught freeing people from the camps, all the innocent people and children who have documentation and no criminal records that are being held there at our expense so Stinky Pants friends can get richer. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see as more information comes out. But interesting that, again, it's up to us. And we have to do it because the regime is busy trying to make criminals rich. And you're paying for it. Okay, they cut all your services. Your taxes didn't go down. You're not getting a refund check. Okay, there's nothing coming your way. And the deficit is increasing. So where was the cut? Where is the savings? Where's the fraud and overspend? When you're still spending money, you're not getting anything back and you're losing services. At what point, like I said, that 2% of the brain, just 2% more of the brain and that light bulb might come on, but we need you to have that last 2%, darling. Just think a little more, just a little harder, just 2% harder, and you can come over here to the side where we still have our thinking caps. We'll get you the little duncy one, okay, the beginner's thinking cap, but at least it's something.